The learning theorist that I selected for this week is Jean Lave, who is a social anthropologist most known for her work in situated learning theory. I chose Lave because she is one from the list who has greatly influenced my decision to explore the program of study in HCI, as well as my research in self regulated learning and training transfer. Lave has made significant contributions to educational research, starting with her work and her 1988 book called Cognition and Practice. Here, Lave only begins to demonstrate the value of learning in everyday environments and life situations compared to learning in the classroom, which is typically non-social and abstract. Lave's research is likely informed by theorists coming out of the behaviorist and constructivist eras, including Piaget and his theory of cognitive development, as well as his work in assimilation and accommodation. Her work is also heavily influenced by Vygotsky and the social development theory and Freire's critical theory. While each has shaped our work today in understanding and embracing individual needs of learners, Bandura's work in social learning has also influenced Lave's work significantly. Lave's ideas are adopted in the works of many others, including Gibbs and the learning by doing reflective model, Suchman's situated action, awareness, and cognition, Brown, Seeley, DeGood, and Collins' work in cognitive apprenticeship theory, and other situative theorists who believe that learning is social. These go hand in hand, and knowledge does not happen without context or without a situation. While some areas may be challenged, Lave's situated learning does adopt Vygotsky's notion of learning through social development. Her work with Wenger in 1991 helped produce their legitimate peripheral participation concept. You can think of it as sort of auditing a college course or shadowing an employee or observing a teacher. While some areas may be challenged, enabling students to observe and sit along the outside in order to intake, make sense of things, check out behaviors, acquire knowledge, and support the development of ideas in an authentic way. It's a way that supports a sense of collaboration and self-regulation. So the learner eventually becomes more actively engaged in the environment, within the culture, and eventually assumes the role of an expert. In their work, in their textbook, Lave and Wenger discuss the difference between traditional classroom of learning, where activities involve memorizing abstract knowledge that's not tied to any specific context or instance. Lave reiterates learning as situated and embedded in activity, context, and culture. She mentions that they're unintentional versus deliberate. As far as this week's readings go, Lave has had much influence on social practice theory, critical psychology, and emerging practices or activities that happen in today's communities of practice, which is the focus of the Penuel et al. Article. The case of Jerome reflects ideas about learning in various social contexts. It informs us about how, learners make sense of things and make choices to practice to engage or disengage in the learning activity. Because Lave's work contributes to more modern concepts of teaching and learning, there is much contribution to inclusivity, pluralism, and multiple ways of being. The classroom becomes a place where scholarship is, quote unquote, rooted with activity, context, and culture, as I mentioned before, and often where self-regulation and assimilation is by choice and accommodation is an affordance. Thank you.